Hi, welcome to the RAMS Agents Production Coaching Call. The goal of the call is to help you sell more homes by maximizing your repeat and referral closings by implementing the Referral Agent Mastery System into your practice. My name is Mike Cerrone, co-founder of RAMS Agents, and my co-host is Angela Newman, a master trainer at RAMS Agents. Hello, Angela. How are you today?
Gotta unmute myself. Good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
A lot of thumbs up.
Good,
Fantastic.
good.
All right, cool. So let's hop in today. First, I'd like to start off with an announcement. We have a presentation that's going to occur Thursday in 2 days, and it's our very own Blake Watson. He's going to be speaking about how to use AI and use that as a realtor in your practice to set up your annual social media marketing campaign and do it in just 20 minutes. It's going to be pretty cool. It's live. It's going to see a lot of implementation, action. It's not going to be some boring slideshow. I've been accused of doing that. Blake went the extra step. He's going to be showing us how to actually use the AI and in real time. We're going to be seeing all the activity happening. So Blake's going to be doing that this Thursday, and I believe it's 1 o'clock Eastern. Is that right, Blake? So it's 1 Eastern, noon Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 o'clock Pacific. And they can get there if they go to ramszoom.com. You go to ramszoom.com. You can check that out and hang out with us. Blake, is there anything I missed you'd like to tell us about for your presentation?
No, I'm excited about it. I think if anybody's uncertain about how to use ChatGPT in a powerful way, this will at least open your eyes to and I've got another couple of tools I may be talking about as well, but certainly ChatGPT, and we're going to simplify it and go through it step by step. It'll be in real time, like you said. So I'm excited about that.
It's going to be a good one. We were very fortunate that Blake gave us kind of a demo run through it, and I was impressed. It's a really cool presentation. So if you're listening and you have any interest in using AI to set up items inside of your real estate practice, and in particular a social media campaign, this is something you want to check out. So again, be sure to go there, and you can join us live on Zoom by going to RAMS, R-A-M-S, Zoom, ZOOM.com. Put www at the beginning and it'll get you over there. So good job, Blake. That's going to be pretty cool. That's in 2 days. All right, who's got some good news you'd like to share with the group?
I will go ahead and announce that I have a couple of showings lined up on a property that's taken a while. It's been on the market 60 days. We had a property or a price adjustment last week, and after that price adjustment, which it was not a major price adjustment, but it was still significant enough that it must have bumped a couple of people into it, and we were able to schedule a couple of showings. This is a property that's currently occupied by a tenant. It's an investor property. However, both of the people looking at it to purchase would be living there. So,
If I recall, you opened up your options on that property, if we're talking about the same one, where you were promoting it as an investor property, as a rental that's being sold, and you switched it up to include owner occupants and their opportunity to, I believe you called it a retreat. Is that
that's
correct?
right.
Is it the same property?
That is the same property because it's on a mountain. It's sitting on 3 acres of land and wood in the woods. So we flipped it with the fall, especially instead of the hot summer. We said it's not we didn't say it's not an investment property, but we flipped the description entirely and the marketing to it being a mountain retreat. And that triggered something because now
Yeah.
we've got a couple of showings.
As real estate agents, we have to be creative. right? Especially as our market slows down. That's what we're getting paid for. We're getting paid for thinking outside the box, creating some ideas and some activity. Um, and so you did that. One of the things that I think we mentioned last time was, and I'm just following up. Did you find out if in your MLS you can list it both as a residential property and as an income property and put it in two different sections? So you're picking
They
up two different kinds of buyers?
they told me that was not permitted in
Mm,
my MLS. I did check into that.
okay, good. So where is it? Do you have it in the income section or do you have it in the residential section?
I have it in the residential section,
Okay,
and that maybe that's why it didn't do so well as income
didn't pull up any
producing.
investors.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right,
My
good. Well,
my
that's
my experience has been that investors, because they're scouring a lot more, usually, they're not gonna miss something that's in the residential section that might fit their box. That's been my experience. And mostly what's in the income section is at least duplexes, but triplexes and quadplexes. That's almost everything that's in there in the income section. At least residential income. Then you go to commercial beyond that, of course.
nice. Good job, Blake. Well, good job getting some activity on your listings, and we'll wish you the best. Hope that works out well.
Thank you.
All right, who else has got some good news for us?
Just say that I'm busy. So I feel like started getting really busy around April, and I have not slowed down. So I mean, it's good news.
That is fantastic news. That is great news, Angela. And I believe that this is fourth quarter. We're in fourth quarter now. We just started November, and a lot of people slow down, they stop working, or their business slows down, or both. It's good to see that you're working and still getting business. And I believe, Tristan, you got the same thing going on, right? You got a lot of activity picking up right now in this fourth quarter. I think that's fantastic. What a great way to end the year and start up the next year. We should be happy and grateful about that and really push through.
Yeah, 100%. I'm already starting to plan 2026, and it's important to build some momentum for sure and go into the year with some closings lined up. So looking to just continue filling that pipeline to start the year off strong.
Fantastic, Tristan. And we talked about the other day, what's the look back period, right? If you're struggling today, how far back do you have to look to see why? If you're having a great time right now, how far back do you have to look to know why?
About 90 days.
About 90 days. Yep. Yeah. And so if you use that projecting forward in 90 days, it'll be January and into February. That's when you want your business to be ramping up. Yes.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to stay focused right now, keep pushing through. This is where you can really, this time of year is where you can really get a jump on your competition. All right. Because everybody else slows down. They're enjoying the holidays. They're thinking about Thanksgiving. They just had Halloween. Then they're thinking about Thanksgiving. Then they're thinking about Christmas. They're running around buying gifts. And that's all great, except that their business then is going to really suffer in the first quarter of the year. Okay. Because they haven't had the ramp up time. Okay. So if you get pushed through this fourth quarter, not only will you have a good first quarter, if you're doing all the things that lead the business, talking to all your people, getting them all lined up, uh, this is where you're going to do a great launch for your first quarter of the new year. Okay. So think about that. Be reaching out. We're talking about reaping the referrals here. Be sure to be reaching out to your people. Stay in touch with them. If you have any other type of new business generation, you should be pushing through and doing that as well. And you could have a fantastic 26 this new year. Most people, they're going to get into January and say, "Oh man, I got to have a good year," and so they start ramping up. But that means they're not going to have anything happen until the second quarter. But most households, people are not real estate agents, just households out there. they get into the new year and they start getting that new year spirit. They are starting to set goals and plans and the like as well. And so if you're in that flow with them early this time of year in November and December, you're coming around the bend and you'll be in great shape. Okay, you'll be lining up your listings and your buyers early. And that's when all the good deals are, right? That's when the good stuff is. All right, good job. Good job, everybody. All right, anybody else have any good news they'd like to share before we move on? All right. Let's do this. Let me ask about events. Since we're just talking about reaching out to our PCSOI, let's talk about events. Who's going to be doing an event in November? And if so, what is your event?
I'm doing Pi Day. I'm following Angela's lead.
Have you done a Pi Day before, Blake?
I have not. I have definitely considered it and just it's gotten away from me each time. So I'm
Well, then, and you went and attended Angela's training on Pi Day.
I did. I
Do you
did. She
feel
gave us
confident
three
now to
solid
put it on?
hours.
Sorry, go
What's that?
ahead.
I just said she gave us three solid hours of training. Not solid, it was broken up over 3 days, but she gave us three days of training. It was great.
Do you feel
Great
confident
information.
now that you can put on a Pi Day?
I am much more confident. I had much more, there was good input of even, we even found new sources for pies. If, as Cracker Barrel evidently also provides pies. So we didn't even think of that one. So I went and looked on their menu.
Wow, that's great. Had never thought of doing Cracker Barrel pies.
I know.
Can they do a high volume?
Evidently, if you order it through their catering service, you can. Yes, you can't just walk in and ask for 50 pies, but you can order them.
Well, cool. And were they competitively priced with, say, Costco or one of
They
the other
were.
options?
They
Yeah.
were. Well, I don't actually know what the Costco because my local Costco, I don't have. I'm not a member, so I need to find out what their price is. I know what the Sam's price is, and they were the same, except for pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is definitely cheaper at Sam's, and I presume it is at Costco, but it is still the same 14.95 at Cracker Barrel.
That's usually the only problem I've heard people have is they'll go to a source that's not used to doing high volume. Like they'll go to their local baker who does like 3 pies a day, and they'll say, "Yeah, I want to do an order of 300." I'm slightly exaggerating, but then the baker's like, "Yeah, sure, we could do that." And then the night before, the baker can't do it, and they're freaking out, and they call crying. It's a big
Yeah.
giant mess, and those are the kind of stories I've heard as far as getting your actual pies. So be sure you're working with somebody who can actually produce the number that you're looking for is the lesson there, and that they've done it in the past. Um, well, Blake, let me ask this. Since you're doing this for the first time, I think this is kind of interesting and unique. And then we're going to have Angela help in a little bit on Pi Day. Um, tell us just in your 60-second overview of what you plan to do for this Pi Day. How are you going to go about it?
So I am preparing a mail out, a direct mail piece that's going to go to my top 100 folks. I'm going to send out 100 mailers and also follow up with those after they've had some time to deliver. So I've got a timeline that I'm actually still working on, but Angela provided us with a great, working back from the date of your Pi Day, what's the timeline? But I'm going to mail those out and then I'm going to follow up with phone calls and texts. I'll attempt with a phone. If I don't get the phone, I'll just automatically send a text. And that's really just to confirm that they received the letter, the invitation, and give me an opportunity to speak to them. So that's two touches right there. And then once they have said, yes, I want one, I'm going to direct them to the online Google form and make sure that they fill that out. And then I will be contacting them again right before Pi Day to reconfirm you're going to be there, right? And if not, let me know. We'll figure something out.
I love
So
it.
that's kind of
Are you
it.
going to have them meet you, or are you going to take the pies to them?
And no, I'm gonna have them meet me, except for I already know of at least a couple of them that right out of the gate I'm gonna offer to deliver because they're pretty easy deliveries for me, and the location where I'm gonna have pickup is not convenient to them. They live further away, they work further away. I work all over the market, so it's not that tough for me.
I think that's a great plan you got going there. It sounds like Angela did a good job of getting you set up and get a vision for what you're going to do. Um, the only thing I'll add is, well, let me ask a question first. If you're going to send out 100 invitations, how many people do you think are going to take you up on it?
Oh, great question. So I don't know, obviously. I'm prepared. I mean, I could do 100 if we needed. I am certain 100 people won't say yes. Even from my own experience from other events I've done, I think we might have 40, maybe 40, and more likely 25, just from what Angela kind of shared with us. More likely 20 to 25.
This is good. Let me just point out one thing, Blake, and I'm glad you have good expectations for what's going to happen. People get scared of Pi Day and they think I can't invite 100 people because I'll have to give out 100 pies, but it's not going to be 100 pies. If it is, that's amazing, by the way. But it's
It'll
just
be a
not
record.
likely. Just not likely at all. And anyone I've ever talked to, no one's ever had that kind of response. What is the power of doing the event?
It's in the invitation. So if I'm able to touch 100 people with a very good offer of a gift, as you know, I used to have a general manager where I worked who used to say, an ask is as good as a give. And so,
Mm, that's such a great
in
statement.
some cases, literally asking is as good as me handing them a pie.
I got to write that down again. An ask is as good as a give. Yeah, that is fantastic. That you made them feel good whether they accepted the pie or not.
That's
And
right.
for our purposes in business, you got your face in front of them and made them remember you. We're just talking about ramping up for next year. It's probably another reason why the top agents love doing Pi Day. It gets their face in front of their people as we're moving into this 90-day projection for the future years. So you're moving to top of mind. That's fantastic, Blake. I think you got a good plan there, and you're on a good foot. Do you have any questions for the group while you're preparing your Pi Day?
I don't think so. Angela did such a good job of presenting it and covering, I mean, questions I didn't know that I would have. That's when you know you've got a good trainer, when that trainer is covering things that you didn't even know to ask. So I appreciated that, Angela.
That's fantastic, Blake. Angela, let's get you in here. So you did the training. Now you've done dozens of these Pi Day events, all different sizes for big, massive teams, all the way down to individuals, and you've helped others. You have a huge amount of experience. You just did a training on it, um, which I'm getting great reports back. So I'm really happy to hear. You're going to be doing for yourself, Angela. You're going to be doing a Pi Day event. And with all your experience, we just heard Blake's plan. How is your plan different?
Well, it's actually going to be pretty similar because the basic bones of the plan is pretty consistent. You can have a few variables to change, but overall, once you know kind of the ins and outs of um, timing, uh, promotion, communication, and delivery, then that's really the main things that you need to figure out. I guess that one difference that we are doing this year that we have never done before is we have clients in the far south and we have clients in the far north. So we're actually going to have two pickup times in two locations. We'll do one in the south for 2 hours from 12 to 2, one in the north from 3:30 to 5:30, because we really want people to be able to come and we don't want distance to be a roadblock. And then this year, we have 3 people that were doing it together. So that's also can be a fun thing to do. Aaron and Patty were combining, so we'll do our individual invitations, but the actual event, we're combining locations and everything. So that'll make it streamlined to where we can all utilize the same order form. I have like on the order form an option to where they can say, it says who invited you, or who, I can't remember exactly what it says, but basically who invited you to Pi Day, and with all 3 of our names, so we'll know who signed up under who and everything.
That's pretty good. So you're going to have, it's a group project this time. You got 3 people doing it together, 3 agents. So they're going to pick which agent invited them when they go to the form, the same form. Are you going to do at 2 different locations? I assume they're going to pick the location they want. And did you complicate it anymore? Like, did you do multiple flavors of pies?
Of course. So, so we're doing apple and pumpkin, and Costco, in my experience, has the best, most reliable pies. They're huge, they're really tasty, and the price, the pumpkin is $5.99 and the apple is $12.99. Some people choose to only do pumpkin, and then they're able to either give out more pies, or, but we are doing apple and pumpkin. And we also have 3 sponsors. So that'll help with the mailing and stuff like that and the pie cost.
Tell us about the sponsors. Like, tell us about the idea of using a sponsor. You said you got 3. Are they co-branding the event? Are they going to be there when they do the handouts? Are you going to mail to their list as well? How does that work when you're working with a sponsor?
Mm-hmm. So this year, we'll see if they want to invite anybody. That's definitely an open option that they can do. But this year we are basically promoting them with all of the marketing. So the mail out will have their sponsorship information, the texts, emails, all of that, as well as the pie itself will have a sticker that has their logos on it and everything. And they're also providing the location. So 2 of the sponsors, one is a title company. So they're providing a monetary sponsorship plus location, and then an insurance company is providing a location and monetary sponsorship. And then the 3rd sponsor is just monetary. And that'll help pay for, we're going to do some refreshments and mailing as well and stuff like that.
You said that one of the sponsors is a title company, the other is insurance. What's the 3rd one?
Lender.
A lender. Yeah, mortgage. Yeah, that sounds about right. So the insurance, we're talking about hazard insurance?
Home, auto, life, I believe, all of that. And they're a local, so we chose a lot of the clients that live south and work south use that title company. That's our preferred title company that we use. And then the insurance company is also north. And so it'll benefit them because all of the people coming in to pick up their pies will get to meet him. His name's Keith. And so it's a win-win.
How many invitations are you sending out? How many people do you expect to be there?
Mm-hmm. We're doing 100. So I'm doing 50, Patty's doing 25, and Aaron's doing 25. So we expect, again, like Blake said, we might have, um, so I'll just say that if you did your whole database and you had like 500 people, you're probably going to have a lower percentage of show ups. But if you do your top people, your top 25, your top 50, your top 10, you might have, if they're going to be in town, they will probably try to make it. So you might have a little bit of a higher percentage. So I would say that we're counting on probably 40 to 50 pies.
And so your experience says you would get that many from your top people, your top
Mhm.
referrers, your top most active customers and clients.
Yes, if I did my whole 300 Facebook VIP group and people, then I would expect almost the same amount, probably.
Really?
Yeah, probably about 60, 75.
Oh, out of 300, if you
Mm-hmm,
invited 300, you would expect 60 or 75.
mm-hmm,
So about 20%.
mm-hmm,
So can I ask a question?
mm-hmm.
You know I will anyway.
Why don't I invite all of them?
Why don't you touch all of them? Because the power is in the invitation. Your
Mm-hmm,
risk of having to deliver is the same, according to what you just said, but you touched more people for just a slightly higher price or cost, right? It's marketing where you get to go out to everybody, but you realize you're just going to have the same 50, 60 people show up, whether you invited just 100 or you invited the 300. By touching 300, you then get more opportunities for business generation over the next 90 days. Just a question.
mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? Do you have a good answer for why you would do it one way or the other?
I guess budget would be the biggest answer. I really tried to focus on my top people and budget because what we found with at one time we invited like 3,000 people to Pi Day. What we found is a lot of people were coming that weren't ever really going to refer business to us or do business with us. And so we went in and narrowed it down considerably. And I think they've narrowed it down even more. And so I think that was the lesson that I learned is for Pi Day, I prefer it to be my special people. And other events like community style events like shredding party or picnic in the park, invite anybody and everybody. But yeah.
When you invited 3,000 people to an event, I mean, that's unusual. It's very rare for me to ever hear of a top agent even doing that many for a pie event. So you've got some unique experience here. When you invited the 3,000 people, do you recall how many people actually came to pick up a pie?
I think it was about 550.
550, which is a lot of people, but percentage wise, I think that's about 15%, 1.5, I'm guessing. So about 550.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That sound about right? You said 550. So let's figure out what is that. It's just under 20%.
18%. Yeah, 18%. And that happened to be the year that our Google form didn't work properly because of reCAPTCHA, and we thought it was only going to be 300 people, and we had to go get extra pies, and it was a crazy year. But and then we started realizing, well, a lot of those people they love Pi Day, but they're not our top. Like we were spending quite a bit of money, and it wasn't on necessarily our top people.
Good point. Good point. And this is a repeat and referral PCSOI type activity, past clients, sphere of influence. Although I assume somebody could expand it into an area they really want to work. Like if you wanted to move into a luxury neighborhood where the homes are $5 million plus and you thought this was your avenue, it might be worth spending a pie on somebody who owns a $5 million house just on the wild chance that they might end up hiring you down the road. But you're saying your experience was it just didn't pan out to just invite everybody, some massive list.
Because we'll have other events that will invite everybody. And one of the things that I taught in the training was having variable expenses and fixed expenses. With Pi Day, it's variable. It's based it could be really expensive, if everybody ordered the pie, but something that's more of a community event would be more fixed, where it doesn't really matter if a ton of people show up. Then a few more people, a few more hot dogs, a few more, bags of popcorn is not going to be the end of the world, but a pie is pretty expensive.
And let me throw one idea in on this to eliminate any fear of somebody listening on this. One of the biggest areas of fear is that you're going to have way too many people show up. You're going to have to provide too many pies. So what you can do is you can cap that. You can limit it. And all you have to do is in the invitation, you say, for the first 10 people or the first 25 people who respond, you will get a pie. Okay, so that, by the way, creates urgency, which is a great response mechanism, an incentive for people to respond. But by limiting it, you limited your cost for the event, your risk. Because that's another little element to throw in.
If I didn't have a strong PCSOI with, a good amount of past clients and people that referred business to me, I would do that for sure and limit it and just throw it out there and but I do have a pretty good core group of people, so I want to make this more focused on them. But you're right. The odds of 100 people showing up, if you invite 100, I would bet money that you're not going to get 100 people show up, because a lot of people start traveling and there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Let's go through the numbers really fast. You invite 100 people. How many people actually fill out the form and say, yeah, I want a pie? Just give me a rough number.
Like in my situation with 3 agents, it would be probably 40. In Blake's situation, you're inviting your top 100. I would say probably 30.
Okay, so you're right, because the other agents have their top group in there. Let's just stick with you as an individual. So if you were to go out there, and for most agents listening, if they invited 100, they might get 30 people that respond and say, yeah, I want a pie. They fill out the form. How many people actually come pick up the pie? All 30?
So there's a system to that. If you do not remind people, then you're going to have a low percentage of people that actually show up. If you remind people the day before, the day of, like that's another part of the system that I taught, then you'll have a higher percentage. You'll never have 100%. But when you do like your top people, then you can make accommodations. If they completely forgot, they can't get off work, then maybe you make arrangements to meet them the next day, deliver it, something like that. If they just forgot and went out of town, then you donate it. And that's not a bad thing. So never make them feel bad that they can't make it. But it's our job to remind them about it and make sure that they get it into their schedule.
Yeah, that was my question. If you get left with 20 pies, are you eating pies for the next 3 weeks, or what do you do? So you donate it. Yeah. Who do you donate it to?
So there are shelters. There are, you can donate them to your local first responders, the fire station, the police station, doctor's office. It's going to have your information on the pie with your sticker and everything. So it's not going to go to waste. It will go to a good cause. And that's what I tell people. I don't want anybody to feel bad. Like if you can't make it and I can't deliver it to you and we can't figure it out, don't feel bad. I mean, it's going to go to a good home and somebody will eat it. So
cool. Last question. You've done a lot of these events. Do you get business out of it? Can you track business to this event?
Mm-hmm. You can. So one way you can do it is in the form put, do you know anyone that is thinking about buying or selling? And so that's one way. We've gotten leads about it. Sometimes they say, I am, and but I would say that the biggest thing that events and Pi Day and things like that do is it gives you an easy way, a fun way to stay in touch with your people. And when you do that, you stay top of mind. And in the big picture, the business will come if you stay in touch with somebody and build that relationship with them.
So I got to say, what I'm hearing is this is brand building. You're building the brand. First of all, you get into touch because of the invitation. Second, you're building your brand. It's more brand building than business generation, lead generation. It's not like 17 leads are coming in every time you do it, right? It's not predictable that way. It's more brand. You're getting your face in front of people, image building. It's Coca-Cola saying Coca-Cola, 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 right? Rather than I do one thing and I get one lead. I do one thing, I get one lead. This is more brand building. Would you agree, Angela? You've done a lot of these, probably more than most people will ever talk to.
So Pi Day is, I would even go a step further and say it's relationship building, brand and relationship. So maybe the shredding party, the community events are definitely brand building because you're getting it out to big. But these are people that already kind of know your brand. And so they're reminded of your brand, but then you strengthen the relationship with them. And then you're saying, thank you. Thank you for the referrals. Thank you for the business over the years. Just thank you for being my friend, stuff like that. Thank you for supporting me. Because some people are like, well, why do you want, I'm not going to sell my house anytime soon. And, but they may be one of the people that, would in a conversation say your name. If somebody's like, who knows a realtor, they would share that. So the people that I'm like, well, yeah, I know you're not going to buy or sell anytime soon, but you're one of my strong supporters and I really appreciate you.
That's a great way to, a great attitude to have to go into this, right? Don't expect a bunch of people to flood your lines with new business immediately. And
Not
instead
that,
look
yeah.
at it as a gratitude event where you're thanking people for their past, present, and future business and referrals.
Yeah, exactly. Don't expect anything. That's really the key because to truly give, you can't expect anything in return. So it'll naturally happen.
Very good. And for our hardcore business people out there, you're just going to have to wrap your mind around the fact that you're just pouring into your people. You're pouring into the relationships that will generate referrals down the line. And again, for the hardcore business people, there is a reason that almost every top agent I've ever talked to does this event. It just works. It just works. It creates these bonds. Good job, Angela. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Angela that I missed or any curiosity you have you're thinking about doing a Pi Day event?
Hi guys, yeah, I do. Thank you so much, Angela and Mike, for great questions. Yeah, you kind of cover a lot of things which I want to ask. And one question I have about stickers. What kind of stickers you will guys put on the top of the pie?
Sure. So you can do, if you have enough notice and time, you can order them through like a print place like Vistaprint, and they have roll stickers. They're going to be a little pricey though. They could be like $1 a sticker. So depending on your budget and how much time you have, we have also done, if you have a color printer at your house or in your office, then you could buy, they have one sheet print sheets that you can buy that are sticker. And then if you have a paper cutter, or you can go to some place that has a paper cutter for free and then cut them individually if you create a design where they're like 6 up or however big you want them to be. So you could do that. You could also buy, they have like big label stickers already that you could design it to do that if you want to print it yourself. Or if you're running out of time, you can't get it outsourced online to some outside source place, then just take it to your local copy place. And then you have to buy the stickers and the labels, or if they have them, they'll charge you for them. But then you're paying for 6 per page or 8 per page versus they can run anywhere from, depending on how many you want to do, probably anywhere from 75 cents to $1.20 a piece if you do outsource it like that. Or it could be, it just depends on how you do it. But
a good provider is GotPrint, GOTPrint.com. They're pretty low cost.
I haven't heard of
You said
them.
Vista. Vista's another good one. I haven't used them, but I've heard good things. Angela, the question would be, what goes on the sticker? How big is the sticker and what goes on it? This is a sticker you're going to put on the pie before you hand it out.
Yeah. So
the pie box, by the way, the pie box, not the pie.
Right. Yeah. I would say it depends on if you're having sponsors. If you have sponsors, it might be a little bit bigger. You don't want it to be obnoxiously big, but at the same time, big enough so that it's visible, that it looks good, it has your logo on it. I like to put something on it that says, I'm thankful for you. And one of the ladies that we had in the training recently, she puts a QR code that says, get your home's value. So she's offering them an item of value on the sticker. And because the key with the stickers is taking them to, most people are going to take them and eat them at Thanksgiving. So they're going to take them to a relative's house, a friend's house or something, keep it at their house. So really, there's no right or wrong on the size, but I would put your sponsors on there, your logo, something nice that shows that you appreciate them. You could put a QR code, you could put a call to action, something like that.
Like it. And to keep it at the simplest one that you could put on there, well, maybe second simplest, but the simplest would be something like compliments of Angela Newman, your family realtor. Phone number. Right? It doesn't have to be, don't overcomplicate it. You're just letting them know this is where it came from, the source. And as Angela mentioned, it's kind of cool, right? They might bring it to a family event and more people are asking about it.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to that from personal experience. We have a Christmas night dinner that there's probably 15 people that attend at my brother-in-law's house. And my mother-in-law brings this Kringle thing from wherever they come from, and Wisconsin, I think. I don't know. But she brings a Kringle and she tells us every year that her financial advisor, and she tells us his name, he gives me this every year. So we all know where that comes from. So if we need a financial advisor, we're not certain who to call. We could probably know that this guy's pretty good because he's taking care of my mother-in-law. So the same kind of thing with the pie. I think that same dynamic happens.
It's a really great example because you're not going to remember his name or her name, whatever the financial planner is, but you'll remember that your grandma, your aunt referred them. And if you think I need a financial planner, you will then ask her, hey, who is that person you were talking about? Right. So there's that connection made in the brain and the smell and the flavor. There's so many advantages there. Angela, do you have more?
No, I agree. And so just like from what Lake said, you missed Pi Day, you can still go on to, don't just think that you can't do anything. we're getting to the point where it's going to be really hard to mail. So you need to mail soon. You got to mail this week if you're going to mail. Or if you can't mail, that's okay. A phone call is the best way to, invite people. So you haven't missed out, and there's still time.
Agreed. I've dealt with people who've done Pi days. They start up 7, 10 days before Thanksgiving. I mean, really short time windows. If you want, you can do it. Yeah. So don't think I can't do it till next year. Go ahead and just jump in whenever you're hearing this. Do it at your level. Just start with 10 pies and give them out to your favorite 10 people. Just drive them over to their house if you have to. It's just a really cool event. Yevon, do you have any other questions?
No, I think you guys cover most of them, so I will go today to the Casca to talk to them. Do I need to kind of pre-order and yeah, for the date? Or yes, please.
So,
Yeah.
Yevon, what I can do is I don't have your email address, but if you put it in the chat, I can forward you. I did 3 videos, trainings that I have recordings of. I'll forward that to you. And then I know you have an assistant. You can let your assistant watch it too, if you want. But with the Costco, you do want to talk to them ahead of time, find out who is the bakery person, and they want their order at least about a week ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. And on which day you guys planning to do the event?
I like to do the Tuesday before, for a couple of reasons. If you wait till Wednesday, people start traveling a lot. If you do it Monday, you're on borderline, or the pie's still gonna be fresh for Thanksgiving. And also, that's probably one of the big factors on when you decide where to have your pies made at, because if you go to somewhere, I'm just going to say a grocery store, and they pre-made their pies a week ago, well, they may not be that good by the time that Thanksgiving comes around if you bought it at the end of their life cycle. So the great thing about Costco is they will generally, if you order like that, they're probably, and you have, let's say, 50 pies or more, they're probably going to bake them the night before. And you can even request that, can you make sure that my pies are fresh?
Nice. What do you think about like 22nd and 23rd this month? I just thought about weekends, like before Thanksgiving.
So you're going to be pushing it, because that will be the 23rd would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they want to eat on it after Thanksgiving, because there's leftovers, the worst thing that you would have is for it to get moldy or, go bad early.
But
So if you did the 23rd, just make sure that Costco bakes them that night. And then you pick them up first thing that morning.
mm-hmm.
They could also eat them before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
And you don't have
let
to
it
do
limit
it
you from not
on
doing it, is what I'm
Thanksgiving.
saying. But
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Angela. The optimum time is Tuesday. The Tuesday before is when people prefer to do it. 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Tuesday.
Angela, can I ask? Oh, I'm sorry. Was there another question?
No. I just repeat Tuesday. Okay.
Angela, do you just did the training and you just recorded it? Is it up on a YouTube channel or anything like that?
It is, but it is private for my students that signed up to come. But I will say this, I do have a version that I did, and it has the bones of it, that I did about 3 years ago. It is on my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is, that's a good question with the YouTube
Well, I'll put it
channel
in the
is,
show
but
notes down below. And then if you see it real quick, Angela, just say it to anybody who's listening, who may be interested in going over there. I'll let you know. So swing back in with that information when you pick it up.
Mhm. Yeah, because I have about a good 20-minute just overview of how to do Pi Day, and I even show how to create your Google form in it. So that can be a big help. And my YouTube channel's name is at angenewman.com. And that's because all my friends call me Ange.
Cool. Cool. And Angela, if you can send that to me, email that to me right after this, that'd be great, just so I can put it in the show notes down below so people can click on it and get there faster to make sure they get over there. All right, cool. We're coming to the end. Any final questions for Angela about a Pi Day event? Let me get just a quick count. Who's going to do a Pi Day? One,
I will do.
three. I got at least three. Tristan, you going to do a Pi Day up there? Don't run
It was
anything.
last month for us, so I missed out.
That's all right. Now we'll get you in the next time. Tristan's up in Canada. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here for the production meeting. Let's switch gears. We're going to go into our quick daily huddle. Number one thing you did last business day to move your business forward. Number one thing you're going to do today to move your business forward. Who would like to start?
I'd like to start, please. Number one thing yesterday was door knocking at 50 knocks, 18 conversations, I think, and 2 new connections. Number one thing for today is door knocking again. My target is 150, and that's it.
Go, Tristan, go. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Tristan. Good luck on the doors. All right, who's next?
I can go next after Tristan. So yesterday I created the group with my kind of like clients I work over weekends because they brought like whole family together and they not decided which house they want. We decided just to get like to create like the group in WhatsApp to put like 5-6 people together because it's a big family, and they will decide which house they want. So we will share the link. I'm trying this way, kind of like I usually work with couples on this way, but like they decided to put like whole family. So and yeah, today I will share like more houses with them and we will talk. And today I have a closing for multifamily. I work with kind of like my client for like 3-4 months to close this deal. So yeah, today is the day. So yeah,
That's fantastic. Congratulations on the closing, Yevon. That's great news.
Thank you.
And let's go back just for a second to, you said you got this family and you're trying to keep them all together in one communication medium. How many family members?
It's like 2 brothers. They have 2 wives and they have like parents. So and
Multi-generational.
yeah, and they have like 2 older kids and 2 young kids. One family and another family have like 2 kids as well. So they didn't put like young kids, but they put like parents, brothers, wives, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm counting up to maybe eight people are on this text. This group
So far we
text.
have 6 people in the chat
6.
group. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's cool. It's a great little medium. And you said you did that on WhatsApp,
And WhatsApp, yeah.
and then everybody can communicate with each other and you can communicate with them. That's a nice little leverage tool to use. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I'm start doing this with like lenders. Yeah, like I put like my client with the lender. We just kind of like start chatting, and I decided to do it with the clients on regular basis as well if it's like a couple, you know.
That's actually really smart. I remember you've mentioned this before. Pretty smart idea. Great little leverage piece. Thank you for sharing. You having good luck with the closing today.
Thank you.
All right, who's next?
I'll jump in there. I think yesterday, updating my clients, spoke with both of my clients that I'm listing their properties and just kind of reviewed a number of things. And then today I have a showing later this afternoon. So that's number one thing.
Is that a showing with one of your clients? You're the buyer. You have the buyer?
That's a great question. No, it's actually I am conducting the showing, but this property is remote enough that the representing agent is unable to attend. So I am actually going to be there and I need to be at this property anyway, whenever anyone is showing, just because just because of some particular things. But anyway, I'm going to be there because the
Buyer agent isn't.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because the buyer agent is not. That's correct.
Yeah. And people listening are thinking, wow, why would you go do the buyer agent's job? Why would
Yeah.
you, as the listing agent, go open the door and wait for this buyer to walk through when the lazy, no good buyer agent isn't going to get over there and do it? Well, Blake, I'll just share with you. I just had a closing Friday. It was an 8-day close from start to finish, cash buyer. And that's exactly what happened to me, right? The buyer agent was out of in a city far away and called up and said, I can't make it at this time. Love to get in there, but I can't show them until 3 days later or something. Can you open the door? And I'm like, yeah, this is only like 5-10 minutes from away from me. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I opened the door, the buyer fell in love with it, boom, put the deal together. If I hadn't been willing to go over there, who knows what would have happened? Maybe they had found another place or never shown up. So
That's right.
sometimes you got to do things like that to make it work.
Another element of that is I have already found that if I am there, if I end up being the one to show it, I get the best feedback. I get better feedback than I would probably get, or more detailed feedback, I should say, than I would get from a buyer's agent many times.
Absolutely. Let me just point out my approach to that real fast was I do not interfere with the buyer or their relationship with their agent. I literally go there as the doorman to open the door. I meet and greet the buyer and say, hey, I'm just here to open the door. Don't tell me any secrets. Okay, I'm not your agent. And I'm just going to sit outside. This was a house. I'm just going to sit outside while you go in and walk around and take a look. And then I'll be here when you're done. If you have any, take your time. Don't feel like you're rushed. And if you have any questions, let me know. And they did. They walked through. It took about 30 minutes for them to walk around. They came back out and said, we love it. Like, great. Call your agent.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, cool. Good job, Blake. Good luck with that. Angela.
Yesterday I had a listing appointment, and so what we talked about at the beginning of the call, she's lived in the house for almost 30 years, and so she's going to need probably 2 to 3 months to be ready to get ready. So what I did yesterday, we'll see the results next year, and I'm completely happy with that. And then today I am doing leasing paperwork for a property to get it up for lease. So I need to get some paperwork created and sent out.
Good luck. That's great. Congratulations, Angela. So did you take the listing or you're just setting it up for, you're going to wait until she gets the property ready?
In this situation, I am pretty comfortable with her, and that I will wait to actually get a signed listing agreement, but I will do that soon. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there's always a risk if you don't get the listing signed that they bump into another agent or a friend refers somebody else or whatever, and you kind of get bumped out of the deal. And as Angela did, you got to make a judgment call on whether the pros and cons of waiting. So good job, Angela. Way to get in there and get something happening.
Thank you.
Did we go through everybody? Did I miss anybody? Okay. Let's see. So yesterday for myself, I'll make that real fast. I've got this listing that's kind of been percolating on the side, and was able to then spend some time. I'm going to be doing that this week with her property to help her do the same thing as Angela, help her get it spruced up and ready to present to the market in some fashion. So that's my goal for today. That's something I worked on yesterday and I'll work on today. All right, everybody, congratulations. Good job. Thank you for being here and hope you have a fantastic and productive rest of your week.
Have a great day, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye.